Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Soulcaster, everything having to do with passion, faith, spirituality, and life. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, Michael, and today we have with us...
Oh, you waiting for me to say my name?
Yes, ma'am.
Jessica.
How you doing, Jessica?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's another day.
Fair. I'm waiting for it to get warmer. And
it's getting warmer. It definitely
not
is.
Fast enough.
Not fast enough. Listen, we're going to appreciate the heat after we get through the cold.
That's fair. That's true.
Now, you're a performing artist.
I try to be.
As well as an educator.
Used to be.
Yeah. Well, tell the folks a little bit about what you do.
So, you don't want to hear about my corporate stuff, right? I don't want to hear about it, so. But I'm a Bharatanatyam and Kathak dancer.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for a long time now. I'm surprised at how long it's been. But I used to teach Bharatanatyam and Kathak. Okay. And now I just train for my Arangetram. Okay. So that's what I do. Now
explain what that is. Sounds pretty. But what is that for anyone that might not know what that is?
It's a dance debut. So it's the first time you take the stage as a performer, a legit performer, right? Okay. So, typically...
Within what style of dance?
Within Bharatanatyam.
Now, where's that from and what's
South
that
India,
about?
Tamil Nadu. And it's, if you've ever watched a Bollywood movie and you see them do a bunch of hand gestures and things, that can probably find your way back to Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi or something like that. But an Arangetram in Bharatanatyam is basically your debut. Your teachers are saying you are ready to be a performer, teacher on your own, do your own thing.
So it's almost...
It's like a graduation, but not really.
Yeah, almost reminds me of like a martial arts. You have like different steps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how does that go? So you learn, you become a student, and...
Yeah, so you have to perform a full margam, right? A margam has 7 to 9 pieces, and they all showcase, technique, acting, and it's really long. It's like an hour. I was telling somebody, I'm like, the centerpiece of this performance is the Varnam, and you're on stage in a Varnam for like 45 minutes.
Now, what's a Varnam?
So a Varnam is a mix of technique and acting, right? So you'll have sections where you do a bunch of really intense movement, really, really fast, right? And then you have moments where, in a very stylized fashion, obviously keeping to the art form, you perform something based on a god, right? Or your love for a god.
Okay.
Right, and love gets a little... It's not messy. That's the word that's coming into my head, but it's not messy. It's just, the erotic blends with the spiritual.
Oh, wow.
Right? So, yeah. In some of them.
Sounds complicated.
It is. It's fun,
right?
But it's very complicated.
Now, how did you get into this? Are you from Southeast Asian descent?
Nah, I'm Dominican.
Wow. Okay.
Dominican, like.
Okay.
Right. Well, Dominican American. Dominican American. Wait a minute.
What does that mean? Okay.
It means, I should say Dominican American, because I was born here. Both my parents are from the Dominican Republic. But I got into this. I usually tell people this, which is I studied Indian art in school. Okay. And someone, I can't remember who, but, someone was like, hey, you like Indian architecture and painting? Here, try Bollywood. The jump from one to the other, I still don't understand. But it got me here, right? So I would watch Bollywood. I was hooked. I watched, Bollywood films. I started with Kites, which is... It's a movie, and it's good, right? But it's not the top of Bollywood, right?
Okay.
But I kept going back and watching classic films, and the farther I went back, the more classical the dances would become.
Okay.
And I did my research, and then I was like, I actually chose Kathak first, right? Kathak has lots of spins and cute things, and right? It's very feminine. Bharatanatyam Bharatanatyam has its feminine parts too, but it's a little bit stronger.
Now, before this interview, we spoke, and you said there was one of the particular disciplines that you learned was very much like a martial arts.
Oh, so
is that one of those, or something totally different?
Kathak is not, but Bharatanatyam is. So the way I've been trained so far, a lot of our stretches come from martial arts, and that's about it. So I can look like I can kick the shit out of somebody. I can't actually do it. Like, I'll back you up, right? But don't ask me to fight for you. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I'll run. I don't know.
But you'll look good.
I'll look good.
So, any film producers out there?
Wait a minute. Not that good. I look good for
wait, Avengers good?
Not even that good.
Okay.
I'm talking world star before anything happens.
Before anything happens. Oh man, that's just wrong. Yeah. On so many levels. Oh man.
But yeah.
So here we have an island girl, totally into history of another people and the art of another people. Any backlash of who are you to be into this or dancing? Really, what's that like?
It's strange. You expect to find your home among other people who should feel some kinship.
Okay.
Right? Based on experiences, people of color.
Right.
It's hard to, go into a place you think you can call, friendly, and then find that that might not be the case. And find hierarchies reinforced. But, to be fair, I had a conversation with one of my teachers last weekend. It's the cold. The cold makes me forget what days are what.
It's okay.
Right? But I asked her, I was like, or we got into this conversation, and I mentioned, I'm like, I don't feel like if someone were to come to me, if I did my Iron Gatrum and I felt confident that I could, perform a whole show, and someone came and offered me money to perform a show, I feel like it would be my duty to be like, I can do this for you, but there is an Indian dancer who can also perform, right? Because I'm like, it's not my, I'd love to teach, but to take that opportunity,
take the opportunity, the space of someone. Interesting.
And my dance teacher was like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Oh, watch your language.
Oh, my bad. What the beep are you talking about? She was like, "What are you talking about? It's not about that. It's about, performing well and knowing what you're doing and being respectful of the art form." And she brought up that there are plenty of dancers who are not black who do hip-hop, plenty of dancers who are not Latino who do salsa merengue, right? And they don't do it well. And
they
have no problems
taking people's spots.
Yeah, she was like, she's like, you belong here. Do it, right? Which, there are good and bad experiences and everything, right?
How did you internalize that?
Which one?
That advice that you were just given. I mean, how do you feel? Do you own that, or you still kind of have conflict?
I mean, it was a week ago, so I'm still digesting it, right? I'm still digesting it. This is, I have years of experiences that sort of reinforce that idea that I don't belong. That's a strange.
Now, does that come from the young and old, or?
Yeah, actually.
Wow, old school and new school.
Yeah.
So there's no school that you could just embrace and say they got me.
I mean, There's no school that will embrace me. That's what I feel. I embrace.
And you still do it, though.
That's how I know. My other dance teacher was like, dance chose us, right? And I'm like, this is, if you ask me how I know that dance chose me, that's how I know. Because, I did theater, and when I was like, you know what, this is a very racist place to be, I just left it. There was no point.
Interesting.
I loved it.
Right.
That was my...
But without me throwing that word out there, it seems that you've come across the same obstacle, but you're just plowing through it.
Yeah, I have my moments. I call my friends. I'm like, I don't know. What do I need to do? Right. But I'm back in dance class every week.
Wow, almost every week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what is it in you? Is it faith? What is it? What is in that driving force within you that keeps you going? Knowing that you don't have to. You could just do something else.
I feel so miserable doing something else, honestly. Dance is a place where I can put my mind and my body together, which certainly doesn't happen at my job. Like, I've definitely typed things before and not been present at all and just been like, oh my God, I don't know what I wrote here. But it's a safe space. It's a place where I can meditate without sitting down and practically falling asleep cross-legged.
Well, it seems that somewhere in your mind, somewhere in your spirit, shall we, you've created this safe space. How'd you do it?
I don't know. I don't even feel like I did it. I feel like I found it. I was in a really bad place when I found dance.
Oh, interesting.
And it's my refuge, so it existed as a safe space that I entered.
Interesting.
Right. And outside
a lot of people feel that way just with music in general. How once they're in the club or at the party or at the park or just with headphones.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
If you look at what's always fascinating is looking at Indian classical music and how ragas can be chosen for moods. They can be chosen for time. And
again, season. Raga is
it's like
the style of dance or style of music.
Music. It's so it's scales in music.
Okay.
You have there are two different styles, two major styles, Hindustani and Carnatic. And both of them use a raga system, but some of the names for ragas are different. I'm a humble traveler in this stuff, so don't quote me in an essay.
Yes, quote
Please don't. Please don't.
Send comments.
If you quote me, use my swear words. I guarantee you it'll get you points.
I just had it even go. People like, use your words. Use your swear words.
Use your swear words. Express yourself.
What kind of kid are you? Use your swear words. Be an adult for once. So.
Yeah, but.
So what's next? What's next for you with dance? Because now you're the ultimate. You won't take this, but the ultimate student. Now you're getting to this point where, you're going to be the teacher.
Hopefully,
you have like one more certification to do, or one more kind of.
Well, it's not as regulated as that.
Okay.
But I want to keep learning first.
Okay.
Well,
you never stop learning.
Yeah. But I want to be able to, like, if a student has a question about, like, the history of something, I want to be able to confidently give that answer. I don't want to be like, well, like, if you go on Wikipedia, I want to have I want to be able to, like, go into my library, pull out a book, and be like, right here, page 394. Just.
But does it ever really get to that point?
It can.
Are you creating an obstacle in your mind because you're just not ready to make that jump?
A little bit.
Making excuses?
Listen, it's a thing. So if you talk to people who've done their R&G trums, there are a whole bunch of people who've left dance afterwards.
Interesting.
Because it's such a grueling process.
Wow.
And ideally, or not ideally, traditionally, from what I understand, you don't actually hit the stage as a soloist until you're Iron Gate drum, right? Like, I've performed alone, but it's different. Like, it's one piece. Performing 7 to 9 pieces, that's a whole other thing. Wow. And people faint during performances. If you listen, you're the one throwing down the money for this performance.
Oh, interesting.
Nobody's paying you for it, and
so it's like a coming out party thing of graduation with.
So it's all on you.
Now, is Master Splinter in the back saying, "You better do this right," and once you got it, bow.
In a way, like your teachers are there on stage, and it's hilarious watching them on stage because they know the choreography, right? And so they play. They'll play the Natuvangam, which is there are these two cymbals, one's bigger than the other, right? But they keep your beat, like what you're doing. So there's the mridangist playing. He's playing the music, the drum beat.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't think I could do that, did you?
But they're playing like what you do. So if you're doing, tate tam, dit tam, right? Did.
That's interesting. There was this random, but there's a documentary on the Beatles where I think George was trying to learn, and maybe at some point with the musicians it's the same thing where he kind of bowed out, but the guy was kind of explaining it that way, and like how the I guess that maybe that was the raga, the scale, the scales.
Is it the scale? So you're talking about rhythm, right?
Yeah.
So it would be tal or talam.
Talam or tal. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I got so excited.
It gets it's a lot of fun. It can get really complicated. It involves math. I don't like math. It gives me hives. Like I think we might have to stop. But
you're silly.
Honestly, it's so complicated. It's so thorough. Indian classical dance and music. I don't even remember what we were talking. What were we talking about? I started thinking about
your graduation, Master Splinter, bang.
Oh my god! Yeah. So yeah, they're on stage and they're.
So what's happening? When is it? When is it happening?
Huh?
When are we doing this?
Well, I have to see how my pieces are going first.
Okay, how'd it go?
They're good. I have 6.
Well, this is huge.
Of my pieces.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, I'm stressing out, but we're here. We're doing it.
Are you gonna open your own school?
That's the idea.
Cool.
One day.
Yeah.
I have like Indiana Jones ideas.
Well, you know what? You gotta have the idea.
Yeah.
And then make it happen. The idea comes first.
What is it? Shoot for the moon and then land among the stars.
Yeah, make it happen. Whatever.
Okay. He's like, if you've got to kill someone to make it happen, just prove your dedication.
I got a couple bodies lined up. Stop it. So.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. Just gotta make it happen. So, how can people follow you? Keep up with what you're doing and everything.
I'm on Instagram.
What's your IG?
So Jessica Varoy P. So Jessica, as you would write it. No, it is not with a Y or a G. It's with a J. I don't understand why people ask me that question. Right? JESSICAVAROY P.
Okay. You know why they probably asked you? Because there's probably someone else that says the opposite.
And they're like, it's with a G.
So it's like, you guys are battling it out.
I mean.
But if you tell more people, see, that's motivation for you to become famous. Whatever that means.
Oh, no.
Fame.
I don't like people. I like people. I just don't like people. Like
Understandable.
People. The multitude.
I hear where you're going.
The common clave.
Well, do you have any advice for any young men, any young women, or however they classify themselves, that would like to walk in a different pair of shoes as far as a cultural dance, music, or style that some people might be, hey, what are you doing with our stuff? kind of thing.
Okay, this is my opportunity for a soundbite, right?
I don't know. I mean, you know.
Be bold and be open.
Be bold and be open.
Yeah, be bold enough to go for it, but open enough to learn genuinely. Right?
Awesome. Yeah. We'll take it.
Okay.
Reload it. All right. Again, no website, right?
Nah.
Is that coming with the school? No.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll look out. So everybody, definitely check out this Instagram, and we'll go from there. Cool. You're watching Soulcaster. Michael. Then you can check out my IG, Michael7Michael on IG. And again, check us out on geekcaster.com for more videos and more experiences. Yes. Cool. Painless.
Can I?
You want to say something before we go?
Oh, I didn't know if we had gone. I had a couple of swear words lined up.